Bitcoin has just created some new all-time highs, so let's move that line up. 63,436. We are continuing to push up. We are on an uptrend and things are looking good. So in today's video, we'll be doing some general market sentiment and have a look over the news, what's currently hot and what is the most interesting and what takes our eye. If you are new to learning crypto, a YouTube channel, then please make sure you do subscribe and smash that like button. So we'll start off with Bitcoin. As you can see, we have created some new all-time highs, and that's nothing to say we are going to stop there. We are trending up now. If you look at that trend line, pretty much tapping it all the way up, and I'm expecting that we do start to push on up towards that 70k mark at some stage. What we can do, we can have a look at this entire move. If we just drop onto a weekly time frame and have a zoom right out, and we can use a Fibonacci for this really, and I'm going to use the extensions to show you some potential levels that we could go. So I'm going to use it as a standard retracement. Actually, let's just move that out of the way. I'm going to use the Fibonacci tool, but I'm going to use the retracement extensions on the way up. So I'm looking at these two levels really. I think 70k is a massive level to target, but we can also look at this level. We've got 75k and 91k. There's nothing to say that these levels will not happen over the course of this year. The entire market is looking good, but if you just look at a MACD on the weekly, to be honest, it is looking like we could potentially start to roll over soon, but we are creating new all-time highs. And if you're looking at our RSI, we have been well overbought since October of last year. And when you're in price discovery, you would expect that RSI to stay in the red and be up there. So far, all is looking good with MACD. I mean, it's hard to tell really what's going to go on with that. You could say the moving averages are getting closer, and there's a potentially that we are dropping down on the MACD. You could say we have a downtrend forming there. So potentially, we could retrace at some stage, but currently things are looking good. We are still overbought on the RSI, and I think that we can really target 70k is a nice round number. So we'll mark that level up there. Where's 70k? She is. So I reckon that is the first major level to target. If we reject off that, that could be the local top for the current move before we do start pushing up towards this level at 75k, and then we have some major levels up at 91k. But let's just keep his feet on the ground and monitor the price around here. So BTC is looking good. If we just drop onto a daily time frame, we have had the a tick to the upside, and we have had a bullish cross on the moving averages. So things are looking good there. And the RSI is within around mid-ground. So we've got lots of room to grow there. So on the lower time frames on the daily, it's definitely looking like we are going to push up and target that 70k level. So Bitcoin's looking good. Inevitably, that is going to send a little bit of, let's get rid of that now, a little bit of a plummet through the Bitcoin market dominance. As you can see, it has reacted with that Bitcoin price, and we have started to push up a little bit. We dropped our way down to 54.65%, and we have bounced up to around 56.2. So not much of a bounce, but it is a bounce. So we may come back up to test this level of support, which is now resistance at 57k, 57%. I mean, I do feel that we could potentially reject off that area or do what we did here. I mean, we did the same on the 62% level. We lost it, and then we came up to retest that area quite a few times. So this same scenario could happen again, and we could have a bit of sideways action on the BTC dominance chart, but it's nothing to worry about. It's just all part of a cycle, and all I can say is do not get shaken out. Next, I will just take a look at Ethereum. Again, we have broken some new all-time highs. If we just have a zoom right in on the 4-hour time frame, get rid of that fib and that. So I had this plan for a while. I was looking that we had an uptrend pushing up towards these all-time highs, and at some stage we was going to break it. You could say we was in an upward facing triangle, and we have broke to the upside of that. So the all-time high line is now up at 2222. So $2,222. Currently we are rejecting off the area, but it is a nice bullish engulfing candle of that. So if we do break, I think this was the key area here, breaking above these 2 wicks, was the key area. I think if we do close a daily candle above this level, well, even a 4-hourly candle, should I say, above there, above pretty much 2,200, we will start to see some gains, and we can really start to push up towards that 2,500 and then $3,000 mark. So overall, in general, things are looking bullish. I think the market is looking nice and tasty. Do not worry about Bitcoin pushing up and affecting your alts. It's just short-term pain. The end goal is for a massive parabolic alt run, which we have not seen yet. I mean, for example, if you look at some of these BTC pairings on the, let's have a look at a weekly time frame. This is Zilliqa, which is close to its all-time highs on the USDT pair. Look how much it's got to move on the Satoshi pair. Let's have a look at another one. Plu BTC. Massive amount to grow. There's so many projects that have got such a significant amount of room to grow on BTC pair. Ethereum BTC, all looking very undervalued at the minute against BTC. So just let BTC do its thing, and then we can really start to concentrate on alts once Ethereum does break out. A couple of things I want to look at is the crypto fit and greed index. Let's just refresh that. We was 54 last time. So if 74, we're still at 74, so no change in the greed and fear index. And the altcoin season indicator, 92, it is still 92. So last time we looked at this last week, I think it was 94, maybe even a bit higher than last time. Yeah, 94 it was last week. So currently at 92, no worries there. We want it to stay above 75 now for the next foreseeable. The rest of the year would be nice, and I'll let just the market play out. So that is just some general market sentiment. What I'm going to do now is take a look at some news and currently what's trending. MicroStrategy announces Bitcoin bonuses for board of directors instead of cash. We do know that MicroStrategy, headed by Michael Saylor, is one of the world's largest Bitcoin holders now. I think they've got around 91,000 Bitcoin, which is absolutely insane. And I think their average price is around $33,000. So they are in some huge profit already. Business intelligence firm MicroStrategy announced on Sunday that its board of directors will now receive bonuses in Bitcoin instead of cash. A modified 8K form filed with the United States Securities and Exchange Commission revealed MicroStrategy's decision to dispense with cash bonuses and instead use Bitcoin to compensate those on the company's board. The modified filing states, going forward, non-employee directors will receive all fees for their service on company board in Bitcoin instead of cash. So we do know, like I've said there, that they hold an absolute astronomical amount. It does say $4 billion worth of BTC. So I mean, why would you not pay your directors as long as they're happy with it? You don't want to just say, look, you're having this, and they disagree. But obviously they've all agreed with it, and he is massively bullish on Bitcoin. That company is holding an absolute huge amount. It's actually quite scary, the amount they use, because imagine if they just dropped to 10% of the market. I think that would create a few earthquakes. But yeah, it's just another step towards mass adoption, this, and eventually we do keep hearing about Bitcoin being a national reserve at some stage in the future. Then I think if you are that far advanced into Bitcoin and you believed in it, then you pretty much would want your bonuses and a good percentage of your portfolio to be stored in BTC. So like I say, just another foot in the doorstep of mass adoption, and another piece of news on MicroStrategy. Ethereum could go to 10k in 2021. That's from Scott Melker. It's quite a well-known figure in the space. 10k, in my opinion, I do not see it being out of reach. We do know that Raoul Pugh, he also gives a massive prediction of 20k, and he seems to know what he's talking about as well. Some of his numbers that we're firing here, 10k, 20k potentially might be out of reach over the next few years, but I in my opinion, I don't think 10k could happen as long as Ethereum 2.0 is implemented sooner than later. Currently, it just keeps getting delayed and delayed. We have London upgrade coming in, when is that? In July, I think, that which should sort some of the fees out and bring that EIP 1559 into play. But yeah, I think 10k, potentially 10 in 2021. We mentioned it at the beginning of the video, didn't we? I'm saying we are still waiting for an Ethereum breakout. There's nothing to say we will not go up to those prices at some stage, but we still need that ultimate Ethereum BTC breakout to really push the entire market up. Alt season is upon us. Mulker sees this period of Bitcoin's price consolidation as a particularly bullish for the second largest cryptocurrency, which reached new all-time highs. Mulker sees Ethereum outstanding performance as a main catalyst for recent altcoin market bull run. I disagree with that part, because Bitcoin has dragged the entire market up with it, and Ethereum has pulled up with it. Ethereum has only created those new all-time highs as it has followed Bitcoin up with it. It is yet to go off on its own. It is yet to decouple. So in my opinion, I still think we have a fair old chunk to go, and I think that's quite wrong there what he's saying. But 10k, like I say, not out of the question at all. And finally, some news from Binance that is launching a tradable stock token in Tesla, which is quite big news. I think bringing stocks into play within Binance itself does give people that opportunity to pretty much do everything under that one umbrella. So Binance is trying to keep some good retention of its users here. So it does say that cryptocurrency exchange is launching a tradable stock tokens that aim to enable a wider section of the public to pocket capital returns on equities, including potential dividends without having to purchase full traditional shares. The first publicly tradable equity in the form of a Binance stock token will be Tesla, the share price of which currently hovers around the $700 mark. Rather than purchase a full traditional share, for which custody of a physical share certificate is required, users can purchase as little as 1/100th of a Tesla share represented by a digital token. Binance did say that each digital token represents one share of equity stock and is fully backed by a depository portfolio of underlying securities and represents the outstanding tokens. Users will be able to trade fractional tokens. So 1/100th of a stock token therefore represents the same fraction of a Tesla share, and stock prices will be settled in the Binance USD, which is a BUSD, a stable pegged to the US dollar, and issued by Paxos Trust Company. Stock tokens are not redeemable for shares. So this, like I say, is a good step forward for me. I mean, myself and Ash have been talking about investing in stocks. We think holding the right stocks at the right time could be good for your own capital gains and your own capital wealth, and it's just another feather in your cap to add to your portfolio. And Tesla is a first, and no doubt in my mind we will see some massive companies being able to be traded on Binance in the future. So some good news there for stocks and Binance itself. So that's going to do it for today's video. That is some general market sentiment and some current news, what's currently going on in the space. If you're not already, then please make sure that you do subscribe to our channel, hit that like button, and we'll catch you next time.